Now that you've found UBN Radio and discovered our quality talk shows, it's time to spread the word to friends, family, and the universe. 24 hours of music and talk radio without limits. That's why people keep coming back for more. That's ubnradio.com.
Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You are tuned into my weekly talk radio show called Take My Advice, I'm Not Using It. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa every Tuesday at naturally high noon here out of the Sunset Gower Studios in Hollywood, California on Universal Broadcasting Network Radio TV. And then every Thursdays at 7 and Saturdays at 1 Pacific Standard Time on my CNBC News Radio syndicated KCAA radio, AM 1050 and FM 106.5. And this is a show about hope and happiness. So there's no gossip, no scandal, and no K-words, no Kardashian talk at all. Instead, I want you to focus on your own reality show and how you can be happier 88% of the time. And the good news is I am now also on iHeartRadio, not by just one station, but both stations. So you can get me Stitcher, TuneIn, UBN, KCAA, YouTube, iTunes, and iHeartRadio. So super, super happy and glad that I'm getting so much support from you. My YouTube views are, I think, 20 short from 50,000 in less than 2 years. So thank you so much, listeners. Thank you, Jarvis. For that, I am truly, truly grateful that I get to splatter hope and happiness and on the air with such an amazing, amazing opportunity. So today, it is that time of the month. It is the second week of the month when I get to work with callers, and I never know what's going to come up or go down. So I am wanted to give a special thank you to Jarvis Essex, who produces the call-ins, and he does a phenomenal job, even when Mercury is in retrograde. So this is a time when I get to help callers balance their life tires and smog check their BS or their belief systems that get in their way. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome the first caller, who is Kara from LA. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you.
And thank you. And the first thing I like to do is connect with you. So if you could put your feet on the ground, your palms up on your lap, gently close your eyes, take a deep breath in through the nose. And releasing all the stories and the drama. And one more deep breath in, connecting with me through chi, eternal energy. And when you're ready, open your eyes. And on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your current health and wealth being? 1 being not that great and 10 being phenomenal.
I would say about an 8.
Okay. Beautiful. And then in the area of relationships, same scale?
Well,
that giggle tells me it's going to be lower. That's what I'm feeling. What number?
Yes.
Let's see.
I would say maybe a 3.
Oh, I was going to guess the 3. All right. And then finally, in job and career.
Job and career, I would say like a 7.
Okay. So let's start by giving gratitude to the 7 and the 8. Those are pretty great numbers. And let's jump right into the 3. Why did you say it was a 3?
Well, I just have a lot of things going on in my life right now, and it just happens to be with relationships with other people. And they are not doing what I want them to do.
Yes, control is a new 4-letter word. So, so they're not so. So it's more than one.
Yes,
Okay.
it is.
So
It is.
so
Not a man.
and it's not a
Not
man. Okay. Well, I guess
No, we're
that's
not talking about love life. No.
your I always call it your significant or insignificant other. So
Right, right.
so we're just talking about people that are your friends or family, both?
Family.
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 Okay.
Yes.
So family's not doing so are you a recovering control freak?
I don't know if I've recovered.
Okay. That's honest. All right. Yes, everything would be so much better if people just listened to what we asked them to do, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
So let's go into specifics so I can give you some specific tools and advice that I don't use. So without naming names to protect the guilty, are we talking a sibling, a mom, dad, and tell me the circumstances?
Parental. Parental relationship, and also the other side of the family as well. Grandparents. The father of my children. All that whole genre.
Okay. So he's still is your husband?
No.
He's your husband.
No.
Okay. So you have a husband, and then you have an extended husband's family, and then you
Correct.
have your and then is it your own family too, or is it just them?
Oh yes, no, it's my own family.
Okay. So finish the sentence. It drives me crazy when
people don't trust me.
Oh, okay. So let's jump right into it. Do they have a reason not to trust you?
They did in the past, but I have proven myself for the past 8 years, and it has not. I feel like they kind of are stuck in the past of how I used to be.
Got it. So the first thing is not to side with them, but it is really difficult to unring a bell. So, yeah, Dr. Phil says that. I love that. You cannot unring a bell. So once something happens, so it's kind of like cheating or abandoning, or, even if someone calls you stupid once, you kind of remember. You remember like 20 years down the line. So it is one of those things where the side of you who knows that you're not that person, if you could develop a little bit of compassion, and when you own your side of the street, it makes things a lot easier. But when people fight and pick up their end of the rope and insist that they're different, they're actually proving that they haven't. So it is much easier for people like my daughters to listen to me when I say, you have every right to distrust me, or you have every right to be mad at me. But please understand this. So it takes the zing out of it. If I go to them and say, no, that's not true, I've changed, I'm not the same person, they're less likely to hear me.
They don't hear it at all, yeah.
Right. So if you can cop to a little bit of it, even though it's been 8 years, that's the honey part of the honey and vinegar. They might take it. They might take it. They may not, but they might take it. Here's the second tool. So, well, actually, my guess is that you want to do things that they don't approve of, and you want them to approve of. Is that close?
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Okay. So here's a lesson that I learned when I was going through couples counseling. And I'm happily divorced, by the way. So it doesn't mean it didn't work. It did teach me a lot.
I hear that.
Yeah. And here's the best thing that I learned in one of those sessions. And I wanted to do something that he didn't approve of. And I was upset because I could not get him to see things the way that I wanted him to understand. I wanted him to understand why I did what I did. Okay, and I'm keeping it general. Okay, just to protect, just in case who's listening. So no matter what it is, and I had every good reason to do what I wanted to do, But
Right.
he didn't understand, nor did he agree with what I wanted to do.
Right.
Didn't matter how I said it, how I threatened, how I was nice about it. He just could not see it the way I wanted him to see it. And the therapist said to me, "Do you believe that it is the best thing to do?" And I said, "Yes." And he goes, "Then it's up to you to just give yourself permission."
Yeah.
So if you can give yourself permission to do/believe what it is that you believe without asking someone to understand or advocate or approve of what you want to do, that's the first step. Now, if it involves their cooperation, then we've got another category coming.
Right.
So does it require their participation and cooperation?
There's two sides. The one would be yes, and the one would be no.
Okay. So
That's what
the
I'm going
no
back and forth with.
So the one that has no cooperation is simple. You just have to not pick up the rope. You just have to not ask them to see things the way you do. Can you do that?
Yeah.
That's your work. That's not theirs.
Right. Correct.
If you can just step aside, step away from the device, step away from the rope to pick up the rope to start the tug of war, then there is no war.
Yeah.
That's the hard one. It's so hard.
Right.
My life would be so much easier if I didn't have to be right. Every one of my
I know.
negative interactions is around me trying to prove why I'm right, and they're wrong. Right.
Right.
So
I
on the,
agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I raise your right hand. You got it
Right.
raised? Because I'm doing this pledge with you, because really
Okay.
I'd be so much happier if I could just let that go. So I promise,
I promise,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
to let go of being right.
being right.
The fact that I believe
The fact that I believe
I'm making the best decision possible
I'm making the best decision possible
is enough.
is enough.
And so it is.
And so it is.
All right.
Yeah, that felt good. That felt
good.
good.
Good. So now let's do the other one with the cooperation. So I'm guessing you've tried everything under the sun to cajole, to bribe, to extort, to blame,
Yep.
to shame, to control, to make, and it's not working.
No.
Okay. Sorry, it ain't going to happen.
No, it's not.
So now we have to find another way to accomplish what it is that you want to accomplish without their cooperation. I wish I could tell you otherwise, but I have, you're not stupid. I can tell. You've tried everything.
Yeah, everything.
And there's nothing that I'm going to say that's going to give you anything new. Outside of owning your side of the street, there's really nothing, because you cannot control other people. And
and I can't change them. I can't change their way of viewing things. I can't change their minds.
That's it.
They're already set.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Now, I do want you to try something that's going to sound a little like manipulation, and I'm really good at that, so I'm going to try not to make it sound like it's manipulation.
Let me write this one
I
down.
know, but this has worked so well in my life.
Uh-huh.
So it's based on the law of attraction, and my teacher Abraham, who says you just have to put the desire there, okay? And you just have, this is what I would like. And you've already done that like 1,000 times, I'm sure.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
More than that.
Yeah. Okay. So it's just time to let it go. You just don't even talk about it. You don't even think about it. You don't even put it anywhere in the vicinity of your thought, and you just let it go. Anytime it starts coming into your head again, you take the muscle called choice and you focus on something else.
Mm-hmm.
The universe already knows that's my desire. I did that. I had to leave the beach because the house that I was in got sold. And I've been outside of the beach for almost 2 years. And the universe knew that I wanted to get back on. Like, I live a half a block from the beach, so it's not that big of a deal. But in my mind, once you've been on the sand, it's really difficult. And I did it. I've been practicing this. I actually use this advice. And every time I started to, not like where I am and why aren't I back on the beach and why isn't anything come up, I would just literally shift my mind, shift my attention, shift my focus on something else that felt good. So we're going to stockpile here. What feels good? What's a good memory that you have that has nothing to do with the situation that you can use as a substitute anytime your mind wants to go down that rabbit trail? What's one of your favorite things?
The fact that we just moved out here to Los Angeles.
There you go.
That has been a great journey.
Yes. So what do you like about Los Angeles? Angelinos are going to be like, "Are you kidding me?" But the amount of complaining people in Los Angeles do is unbelievable because they haven't lived anywhere else. They don't know that 88% of the entire freaking country wants to live in California, but we forget that because we complain about the freeways and complain about it's raining. Yeah. That's like the biggest funny in the world.
The traffic in the rain.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And if you've just tuned in and you're wondering who I'm talking to, it is Kara from LA, and she's my number one caller today, who, because we're doing, take my advice, I'm not using it, Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, and it is Advice Week. So I am actually giving advice that sometimes I use and sometimes I don't. And you are tuned in to Universal Broadcasting Network if it's Tuesday, and if it's Thursday, it is KCAA, my CNBC News syndicated channel. So continuing on. So the one thing I want you to do is not focus. And so you're going to think about all your best, what you're grateful about LA. Okay. So anytime your mind's like going, but I really want this and it makes so much sense and it's so logical and it's so rational. Sweetheart, if you want fair, and it's so fair. If you want fair, go to Pomona. There's a fair out there, right? So that's the only fair you're going to get, or Orange County Fair. Okay, it doesn't matter because if it's fair to you, it's probably unfair to them. That's just the way it works. Okay, so the other thing, so you're going to focus on the positive of what is working and not focus on what isn't. And then the last thing I'd like to suggest, and this is the part that almost sounds like manipulation, but the same people that you don't love out loud, that seem to be against you and not for you, okay? If you can find the one or two things that you actually appreciate about them and put that appreciation on a pair of glasses. So every time, not real glasses, but your virtual glasses, and every time you get on the phone with them or you see their Facebook or you get a text from them, I want you to put those appreciation glasses on first before you interact with them. Because what's happened is your husband and his family have racked up enough negative memories that you've got Pygmalion effect going on. So Pygmalion effect is a psychological term. Yes, I am an organizational psychologist, even though it's I don't stress it a lot because what's the difference between? Well, no. That's another joke. So, anyways, going back to the non-manipulation. Right now, every time you see them, what comes up first is all of the negative interactions.
The bad stuff, yeah.
And the law of attraction says whatever you focus on more will come. Pygmalion effect says that not just do you believe what you see, but you see what you believe. So every interaction, if you think they are unreasonable, you are only going to see the data that supports that belief system. That's the way Pygmalion effect works. Okay. And the easiest way to prove that is if you want a new car and you think about a new car, guess what you see all the time around you is that car.
That car.
And you never saw them before, they were always there. So what you believe will impact what you see.
Mhm.
So try to put on glasses that sees them in their best light, because then you will be able to see things that they are doing that are helpful. And when you compliment them for that, they want to do more of that too, because everybody likes to be validated. And then who knows? That's why it's borderline manipulation. You're not doing it because you want them to do what you want them to do. You're doing it because you really want to balance out the negative glasses with positive views. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, and it really, really works. I mean, people who I have real issues with, like from things that have happened, and
Yeah.
I used to say, if I look like you, I'd be miserable too. I don't say that anymore. I actually make a concerted effort to look at them and see them in their best light. They
I
are doing
understand.
the best that they can do. If they could do better, they would. But
I
they
understand, but
can't.
can I ask you this?
Yes, but yes. Here we go.
Okay, so what about the abuse? Okay, or not physical, mental and emotional abuse from them and them manipulating me. What about that aspect?
Okay.
Like I don't want to be walked on like a doormat and just always be like, okay,
Right.
okay, and always be pleasing them.
Right.
Because that's what I've done for the past 8 years. I've pleased everybody else and forgot about myself.
Got it. So you don't want to be wall to wall carpet, right?
Right.
That's the extreme of a doormat. You don't want to be wall to wall carpet. So that's this extreme. But you also don't want to spit out. That's this extreme for your
Correct.
So there's balance. So the thing is, no one can abuse you without your permission, except when you're a child. Okay, but you're not a child, right? You're over 18?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, yeah.
So
I think so.
So yes. So it's tricky because they may not see it as abuse. My mom, she would say, "I'm telling you you're fat and ugly and clumsy because that's supposed to motivate you into not, to be careful where you're walking and not wear those clothes and watch what you eat." In her mind, she's not abusing me. In her mind, she's really helping me. So that's the first thing. So when you perceive the abuse, if you can somehow separate yourself from what's coming at you and step aside and say, am I going to take this? Am I going to eat the food that they're giving? Or am I going to leave it on the table and say thank you, but no thank you? So that's a middle ground than eating it and then spitting it back out in their face and saying, you're abusing me. Do you see the power that you actually have? So when someone says to you, you're so disrespectful and I can't believe you're a horrible mother and you have lost your right to be a mother. Okay. Very painful words. If you allow them in. So the first thing you do is you stop, you take a breath and you go, thank you for your opinion. I've got to go. Thank you for, say that to me. Thank you for your opinion.
Thank you for your opinion.
I've got to go.
I've got to go.
Okay, you can say that. That's not disrespectful. It is,
Quick.
I'm just very short, okay? If you get it in an email, you do not reply. You put it in a file. You don't necessarily want to delete it, but you put it in a file that you do not revisit. You do not have to let in what people give you. This is where the ego, that has some good things about ego because it allows you the courage to step forward, but ego also allows things in that aren't yours. That's their opinion. You don't have to go, if they're shooting an arrow, okay, at you, directly at you, you can move. You can sort of dodge by it, right? Oh, isn't that interesting? Oh, they're, it must be that time of the month for them. Or, they're not getting a lot at home. Or they need a lot of attention. So, you can sort of dodge all those bullets. Or a lot of the time, and this is where the glasses that I'm talking about come into play, because you see it as negative, then you are literally picking up an arrow that may not even be yours. They're shooting an arrow over there, okay? But because you expect it to be against you, you go running over to the arrow, pick it up, come over and go, "Ah, they're hurting me. It hurts, it hurts, it hurts." You do not have to do that, darling. You do not have to pick up that arrow. Leave the arrow. Yes? Good. Take a breath in. You are, and I can tell, a beautiful, precious child of the universe. You have unique gifts, talents, and abilities to use in this lifetime. You are a great mom 88% of the time. You are more than what bells you rung before. So go out there. The past is history. Future's a mystery. The present is a gift. Kara, go open it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Beautiful. And before we take our next caller, we have to take a quick break to thank the sponsors who make this show possible. And I am so grateful for one of my newer sponsors, a yummy, yummy vegan restaurant called Olac. Want delicious Vietnamese, Asian, fusion cuisine that is so good for your health you won't believe your taste buds? Olac is a 100% plant-based vegan restaurant founded by Mai on living foods and a love for animals that won't make you sacrifice taste for health. 2 locations to delight you, downtown LA and Fountain Valley. So go to www.olac.com, AULAC, to book your reservation today. Saving the planet has never tasted so good. Want to be part of the 17th annual Newport Beach Film Festival? Well, you can join Dr. Marissa on the red carpet on April 25th when the Asian Opera introduces the international Chinese spotlight film Go Away, Mr. Tumor. Newport Beach Film Festival celebrates diversity, art, and is the fastest growing film festival on the West Coast. So get your tickets now for the film and gala, following with gourmet food and entertainment at www.newportbeachfilmfest.com. And we're back, and I forgot to say we'll be back in 2 and 2, peace in and peace out. Wow, where was I? I don't think I've ever forgotten to do that. It must be Mercury retrograde. We're going to blame that on one more thing. And the Asian Opera giveaway today is actually 2 free tickets to the Chinese Spotlight film that I get to introduce at the Newport Beach Film Festival in Newport Beach. And that is April the 25th. So if you're free and you'd like to go, I've had many listeners win this and look forward to it every year. So please do come to, go to my website, drmarissa.tv. drmariss.tv, and put down film in the subject line, and you will win those 2 tickets. Now, obviously, if you live on the East Coast, you can't go. It is in Newport Beach, but I look forward, and you'll be coming with me and getting some red carpet pictures there. So we are ready for our next caller, who is Renee from LA. And so without further ado, Jarvis is going, Renee. I go, I know, I wrote it down. I've got Renee. I thought he was going to give me a new name. But welcome to the show, Renee. Before we start, I'd like to connect with you through breath and energy called Chi. If you would put your feet on the ground, palms up, gently closing your eyes, taking a deep breath in through the nose. And releasing, opening your heart, opening your mind. And one more deep breath in. Connecting with me through Chi Eternal Energy. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Welcome to the show, Renee. And what is it that you would like to talk to me about today?
I first want to say how grateful I feel right now for being in your space.
Oh, thank you. Well,
Yes.
it's my blessing. And there are no accidents, so it's the spotlight's on you.
All right. All right.
So
Well,
go ahead.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I am presently working on my website.
Okay.
I have a business, and the name of the business is Just Nuts.
Oh, Renee, I do
Yes.
know you. Wonderful.
I'm fabulous.
Good.
Thank you.
Good. So what exactly can I help you with my advice that I don't use? What are some questions that you have?
I think my first question would be how to publicize my business more
Okay.
and get the right people in my business life.
All right. And my guess is that this is a relatively new business.
4 years old.
Okay, 4 years old. So the fact so you need to take your right hand up. Can you raise your right hand? Can you
Yes.
put it over and pat yourself on the back?
Okay, all right.
So that's the first thing, because new business is not easy. And anyone that has the tenacity to make it to 4 years, I think the statistic, I haven't updated this, but 50% do not make it to 5 years. So that's a huge congratulations to you. So here's my small business talk, or my advice, and you know that I also have my own brand, which is me, and that business has been growing, and I'm happy to tell you exactly why I think it has gone well. The first is that you're really not a business owner; you're a farmer. Okay, now your only job is to plant seeds.
Okay.
So what people don't realize is now, did you always do Just Nuts? What did you do before that? I'm guessing you were doing something that you didn't like to do very much.
Well, for 37 years,
There you
I
go.
was in education.
Okay, so you
10
retired.
years in teaching and 27 years in counseling.
Beautiful. So you have a tremendous amount of experience in a number of different fields, right? Teaching,
Yes.
counseling. All right. So another thing that I want you to do is raise your left hand
Okay.
and pat yourself on the other side.
Okay. All right.
Because you could have said, I'm done. Right? I don't
Yes.
really want to do anything more. Correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But you know that life is full. Life is abundant
Yes.
and limitless.
Yes.
So when you wake up in the morning, the temptation is to, what do I need to do next to sell more of my nuts?
Yes.
Yes, I want you to stop doing that.
Okay.
The friendly universe knows you want to sell your nuts. All right, and the is it a what's the word what's 7-Eleven? They're called is Just Nuts your company, or are you a distributor of Just Nuts?
It's my company.
It's your own company. Well, how
Yes.
did you come up with a name, which is fabulous?
It just came to me. The voice just came to
There
me.
you go. Okay, I'm glad you said the voice. So I have that too. That means you're audio clairvoyant. You're audio clariant. So that means you have a very clear connection by ear to a friendly universe that's way bigger than you. And that friendly universe wants you to be super successful and prosperous and happy and joyful doing whatever you're doing. And right now it is in Just Nuts. So because I'm so glad I asked that question, because you now know everything that you're supposed to do. There's nothing that I can say that would be more accurate than what you know. Now, you may not know everything right now, But I want you to stop thinking about selling nuts. And I want you to start thinking about getting impulses and positive, joyful, indicated actions. And that is what you're supposed to be doing for this next time. Okay? It has nothing to do. The Just Nuts is just a vehicle with which you are going to have more joy in your life. Do you feel the shift? Okay, I want you to what do you do? Oh, I have a product named Just Nuts, and I want to get it into more places to sell Just Nuts. That's what your logical mind says. That's what I'm supposed to do. I'm introducing a completely different reason why you're doing this. Just Nuts is just a vehicle, a car that you're going to get into to have and drive and go to places where you've never gone before as a teacher or a counselor. That's it. So Just Nuts is going to be your baby. It's field. You know, if I plant, they will come, right? If I create it, they will come. So you want to have as much fun possible. So first thing, when you start thinking about your product, you want to be in that place where it's fun. If it's not in the place that it's fun, you do not work on it. So if you're sitting at the computer and it's like, ugh, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't understand why they won't accept it into the store shelf. I don't understand why they won't call me back. I don't understand. If you're in that place, go do something fun. I have learned that this show, I'm less than 5 years in the show. We're the same age, okay? This show and you're nuts.
Okay, all right.
Just talk and Just Nuts are the same age. And I have learned that if I just say, you know, I'd like to have some, you know, I'd like to have an actor. I'd like to have a football player. I'm having a football player next week from the NFL. You know, I said I want to have an Olympic medalist. He's also an Olympic medalist. Okay. I wanted to have Janine Roth. I just said I'd like to have Janine Roth, and I just do what I just emailed her, and she says, of course, I'd love to. And she's been on 3 times. So all of these things happen because you're inspired by the voice. You just say, what now, brown cow?
Okay.
And that's all you need to do. You ask, and then the impulse will come. Well, why don't you go on the internet and look up, put down a distributor for nuts, or the vegan nut displays, or whatever it is, and just play for an hour every day. I tell all my clients to play with Google every day for an hour with no purpose. You're not looking for anything. You're just having fun.
Okay.
So that's one. The other is, are you on Facebook and on LinkedIn and on Instagram and on Twitter?
Yes.
Okay.
I am.
Okay.
The only issue that I'm experiencing.
No issue. No more issues. We don't have issues. We have opportunities.
Okay. Opportunities that I'm involved with and perfecting is becoming computer literate.
Okay. So, and there's no perfection is not a goal. So you're just going to have fun. I cannot wait to have fun, to figure out things that I've not figured out before. And I have a feeling you're not 20 years old, right?
No.
So you are a wise one who is not using it as an excuse not to be computer literate and wanting to know more than you do. And it is fantastic. So you're going to take your right leg and raise it up and pat yourself on the back. No, don't. I don't want to get blamed for anything being pulled. Okay. Don't do that. Don't do that. But really, honestly, Renee, I think the best thing that I want you, if you don't remember anything else, Dr. Marissa is prescribing for you more appreciation for yourself. You are doing so many fabulous, new, courageous things that I have a feeling you're a little bit of an overachiever. You're a little bit of a perfectionist. And yes, and what we do is we constantly ask what isn't done, what's wrong, what we still need to do. And we stand at that side of the spectrum that, we're at 88%. And instead of going and turning and looking at the 88% that we've already done and saying, wow, isn't that cool what I've already done and what is already accomplished and what has happened, and patting myself on the back with my hands and my feet, you don't do that. You look at that 12% that still isn't done, and I haven't figured out the computer, and I'm not and I haven't, it's not in all the places, and it's not bringing in the money that I want, and it's not doing this and not doing, and I must not be doing enough. Does that sound familiar?
Very familiar.
Stop it. Stop it. That's the prescription. Stop it.
Yes.
Quit looking that way, because that energy is zapping you. You want to be in that positive, appreciative, non-self-judgmental place that you can be. Speaking of which, I forgot to mention I wanted to say hello. And if you haven't done it, there's a free meditation challenge that Deepak Chopra and Oprah put on. Were you part of that?
No,
Okay.
I missed that.
That's okay. You can still go on there. There's 5 free meditations, and they're all about shedding weight and ending self-judgment. Ending self-judgment. So that's for you. That's the message for you. That's why I forgot it then, and now I'm bringing it up during your call, because this is for you. Stop judging yourself. Stop shitting on yourself, and just embrace all that you have done, all that you're doing now. It's going to be wildly successful. I know it. I feel it. I see it, and I see things. But I don't want you to see it as yet another goal. It is not another goal. It's time for you to have fun. This is time for you to have fun, and you're going to have fun with this baby called Just Nuts, because you're just nuts. I'm just nuts. You right? Right?
Yes.
And this is going to be something that is just yours to play with. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Beautiful.
Yes, it does.
Beautiful. So you know what your homework is?
Have fun.
Yes. And compliment yourself often and much. Thank you so much for Renee, for coming on, Renee. What is the website again?
JustNutsFoods.com.
All right. All my listeners, if you're nuts, go to justnutsfoods.com and help Renee out. Thank you so much, Renee, for coming on, and I see nothing but fun for you. Yes?
Oh, great. Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes. And one thing, food is spelled F-O-O-D-Z.
F-O-O-D-Z.
Z.
Foods. F-O-O-D-Z.com.
Yes.
Wonderful. Go plant your seeds.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Renee. All right. That was fun. And we are now at the end of the show. Time for Balance Bar. Just a reminder, the Asian Oprah giveaway are 2 tickets to the Newport Beach Film Festival Chinese Spotlight with the gala after, and with me on the red carpet. So go to my website, the number 4, balance.org, put in film, and you will win those 2 tickets for April 25th. Again, xie, thank you to the Chopra meditation experience, who actually, I got a nice compliment from them. Thank you, xie, so much. And they said that my joy and inspiration were a positive force in the world. And that was so nice of them to say thank you. And another balance bar is I will be teaching Balanced Tai Chi Gong again at the Revelation Conference, April 28th to May 1st. I'm actually teaching Saturday, really early. So come for the conference. I'm teaching at 7 in the morning. Go to agapelive.com to register there. I want to see you for the whole conference as well. 21-day fast from complaining. It is day 12. And the tip for today is from my beautiful His Holiness the Dalai Lama, who says, if you have a problem and there's a solution, there's nothing to worry about. And if there's a problem and there's no solution, there's still nothing to worry about. So that is the tip for today. If you haven't gotten it, please get my app. I'm over 100 in sales. I'm really happy, but I'd like it to go viral, universe. So please go to Google Play or Apple stores and just put in Dr. Marissa, or put in 21 Day Fast, or put in No Complaints, and get the app and have fun with it. All right. And next week, we do have Ron Brown coming. Yes, if you are a Raiders or a Rams fan, you know who it is. He also got a gold medal in the Olympics. He's coming on here because he's being recognized by the Children's Hospital, who we got to sing with in the International Choir a couple of years ago, and he's going to be recognized there. So I wanted to bring him on, talk about what he does, because he's one of my favorite kind of people who are in the spotlight, who use their light to then go and help those, especially where he came from, and helping those with more hope and happiness. So that's next week. So keep it here on Take My Advice. Oh, and Newport Beach Film Festival. I think I did talk about that. That is the Chinese Spotlight film. And so please do, I think Jarvis is putting up some pictures. I get to introduce the Chinese Spotlight film. So register at newportbeachfilmfest.com. Next week on Take My Advice is Ron Brown. Take my advice, I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa Pay. That's P for positive, EI. And remember, it's all about balance. Peace in and peace out.
Before the dawn, for I am weak and he is strong. He lifts me up so I can see how dark it is before the dawn. It was cold outside and dangerous, and I couldn't see my own good. People hurt me on the outside, and inside I started to believe